Let's get it.
Welcome to the A1 Podcast. It's your host, Asif Ali. I'm joined by today's guest, semi-pro and arena football player, the one, the only, Evan Van Klei. How you doing today, Evan?
Man, I'm doing freaking awesome.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know
sir.
how blessed I feel to be on this right now.
100%, man. You know, you're closing out this week's lineup, which means you're the GOAT. I mean, these don't mean anything, so pay no mind to this. I show every guest this. I'm very gluttonous, so I don't give a fuck. So anyways, welcome to my show.
Hey,
So, yes.
I just never bought them.
You should have brought them, bro. What the fuck?
Nah, it's a lot of money. That would have been like $900 in rings.
Oh, fuck that. No, dude. Don't be spending that kind of money. Make your own. Actually, you can't do that. You can't make your own. Never mind. Unless you're like a fucking welder, bro, and then you can just be like, yo, dude, like I'm making my own like jewelry line, and these are gonna be like my championship rings are like my first concept. And then you come making necklaces and shit, and you're fucking like, and like tatted chain, bro. Oh, bro, like biker chains, like fucking Undertaker, dude, like the Undertaker, the biker chain match, except he's actually like a chain, not like a biker chain. They were on your neck.
I hear you.
All right, dude. So how you been, dude? How's 2020 been for you?
Oh, geez, man. How's 2020 been for everyone else? Holy cow.
Yeah.
2020, despite the, all the COVID stuff and all the political banter that's going on and whatnot. I divvied on out to Wyoming in April and was largely unaffected by it. Right around when it started hitting here in Chicago, pretty rough. I had already had the plans made to be moving out to Wyoming, and then moved out there, and I was shoeing horses. Learned how to shoe myself a horse in under 9 minutes.
Wow.
Yep. Take the old shoes off, trim them, put the new shoes back on. Damn, dude, it was an awesome summer. And then got back friggin' in September, and life has just been nuts since September.
What prompted the move back? That's what I was curious about. Because when you told me that you're in Illinois, I thought you were still in Wyoming. So why did you move back to Illinois?
So the shoeing season ended out in Wyoming.
Okay.
It's largely, like if that's what you do for a living, you can freaking shoe year round, you know what I mean? But if you're just someone's hand like I was, there's kind of a season to it, and then it's largely based on tourism, because when all the tourists are flooding out to Jackson and various other parts of Wyoming like Cody, Powell, even down into Colorado, like what's the town, Granby or something. All them places, they got all these outfits and ranches and whatnot that take people out on day trips, pack trips, fishing trips, hunting trips and whatnot, but they're all horseback out in the mountains. Okay. Nobody really wants to go and do that when it's, 7 degrees. Like I think I looked the other day, it was like -6 degrees in the one morning out in Wyoming.
Shit, dude.
Right. So I mean, like no one wants to go ride a horse in the mountains when it's that cold. So, when you're a horseshoer and the horses aren't getting worked, there's really no need. I mean, there's a need for the health of the horse, but other than that, the boss man can handle that. So at the end of the season, he was like, all right, man, that's that. You did 2,000 freaking horses this year. Way to go. And then, I needed work and a place to stay. So I came back to, Chicago where I grew up, and, living with my parents, but
it is what it is.
Moving out the first of the year. So that's
perfect. New Year's resolutions already slotted, man. Y'all heard it. Evan Van Klei is moving out of his parents' house, and the January 1st, 2021. God damn.
I gotta move out of my parents' house,
dude. I'm fucking telling you. There's no shame in your game, though, dude. Like, fuck. Right. You know what I mean? These times of year, I mean, like, what? You're 30, right?
Yeah. Just.
Oh shit. 30. Oh shit. Happy dude. I'm 32. I'm also 30. We're all 30. I love it. But I mean, wait, you're not married, right? Are you married? You have kids?
No.
Oh, fuck, dude, shit. You're like the first guest on here who's not married and has kids in 30. I love it. Every fucking guest is either married and has kids. Except maybe yesterday, Brett, and maybe Manu, my team from college.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like, that's cool. I mean, that's good. You know what I mean? Because now you're like the one trendsetter. Because I had Lofa Tatupu on in the 5th episode, and he was talking about like how he's doing e-learning with his kids right now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 30. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. And he's like, take your time, man. Take your time. You know, he's like, I got a 6 and 9-year-old. I got to like be math and gym teacher at the same fucking time. And this e-learning shit. It's less like, it's bullshit, you know? So
That's
it is
funny.
what it is.
I went to school to be a math teacher, and yeah, school was not a good fit for me. Anyone who went to school with me out there, y'all know.
Actually, no. Now we're gonna get into that. So let's start with your early years. So you mentioned you grew up in Chicago.
Yeah.
So just talk to me, because are you from the city or are you from the burbs? Where are you from?
From suburbs,
Okay.
northwest suburbs.
Okay.
Right out here, freaking Route 14's half a mile up the road from me. And
Nice.
what's funny is one of the outfits out in Wyoming where we were shoeing, I looked out my guest bedroom and there's Route 14.
Yeah.
You know, same highway. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I grew up out here, and I went to Canterbury Elementary.
Yep.
And if anyone's familiar with the area out here, it's right behind Nick's Pizza. And then I went to Hannah Bairdsley Middle School, and then from there I went to Crystal Lake Central, class of
Yep.
09.
Nice. And then you played, and so and then Crystal Lake is where you. When did you start playing football? Did you start playing in high school? Or did you start playing before that?
No, I started playing, I think I was about 7, and I played baseball the year before, and oh my God, absolutely hated it. Yeah. It was just slow, didn't capture my attention. People would run past me and be like, "Oh, what's up, dude? Want to get ice cream later?" You know, and coaches yelling at me, like, "You can't do that. You got to tag them." But yeah, I started playing football when I was 7 with the Crystal Lake Raiders, and yeah, I got a Oakland Raiders throw blanket that I still use.
Nice.
Right, just you know, for the Raiders, it just so happens you can't buy a Crystal Lake Raiders blanket at freaking Walmart, you know. So you got to go with the Oakland Raiders when you're trying to represent your Pee Wee League, you know. So
bingo, yeah. And so so you played, and what positions were you playing in the Pee Wee? Were you playing, you know, all positions, or like what?
Yeah. What didn't I play? Hell, I started out playing right guard and left middle linebacker. We ran a 4-4 defense, and yeah, it was me in the left middle and Anthony Degani in the right middle. And Anthony Degani also played fullback for us that year. And man, if you want to talk about a defense you can't run up the middle on, put me and Anthony Degani in the middle. Anthony Degani, if you want to talk to another athlete who I think he went to Stanford for wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I don't know how willing he'd be to do a podcast, but hell, I mean, I grew up with the kid basically playing sports, you know, and he and I were always, we had that nice, amiable, respectful rivalry, if you will, you know, like he'd do something and I'd be like, okay, I'll see you, know, and I go do it, you know, or he'd crack me, and then I crack him on a play, you know, he was awesome.
Awesome, man. And that's what you love. You know what I mean? Because like either your boys or even like guys you play against, you know, the memories you have of kind of just talking that shit and just like kind of making sure better, the competitive nature of it, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I like for me, it's like, you know, I'm all for like the shit talking, you know, kind of like, you know, as long as it's friendly, but then it's like, and we'll get into this. We're gonna progress to semi-pro eventually, but kind of like with semi-pro, it's like, well, it's a free for all. There's no regulations. Everyone can fucking just say whatever the fuck they want to say about any fucking team and any fucking player. I've obviously been, you know what I mean, bro? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just said the refs get it. Like they don't get into it, but they laugh.
The refs. Yeah, I mean, like, but see, I don't mind it on the field. Yeah, I don't mind the refs getting it on the field. It's just like it's like off the field, like social media on Facebook. It's like you know, like that group, whatever. It's like a whole like forum of like dudes just like burning and flaming each other. It's like high school over again. And
I never ever once even followed that page, looked at it, not once. Just I didn't want to get sucked into the bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
I was just on the grind. I was like, man, I wake up at 4 a.m. to go in the gym, and then I go to work, and then I get done with work, and then go run hills or go to the gym again, you know, and practice being an hour away sometimes, you know. You're like, hey, coach, man, I can't make it to practice, but I mean, I've done this, and this for drills. I've studied my plays, you know, and then, okay, you're good to go. And then show up game day, man, you just crack skulls. It's a blast.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly my mindset too. It's kind of just, let your actions and speak louder than your words and lead by
Mm,
example. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
that's
yeah,
basically how you can inspire your team.
right.
Now you started playing Pee Wee. Middle school, I don't think they had. Did you continue playing in middle school or would you take some time
Yeah.
off? Okay.
So schools out here, I don't I know the one school, Lundahl Middle School, used to have a football team because when I was playing Pee Wee, we played on their football field.
Sure.
And um I think that was like what, 97, 98,
Hmm.
somewhere in there. And I think they had already gotten rid of the middle school football teams in the area.
Right.
But yeah, no, what was really cool about my public league is they started tackle football at about, I think, 6 or 7 years
Okay.
old, and then they had it all the way through 8th grade. And then
Right.
after 8th grade, you had to play for your high school.
Facts. And
Yeah,
now we're gonna get into high school. Now you're done with middle school. Now you're in high school.
yeah,
And so let me actually kind of add I guess set context for this because for me, the reason I started playing football was because I couldn't play in high school. Kind of what you said about not being good at school. My grades were fucking shit back in high school. I just didn't care, dude. And so obviously I didn't have GPA to qualify to play. And
right,
so for me playing walking on a JUCO after high school, SJCC, as you know, because your boy, I think Joe, right?
yeah,
Yeah. I
Joe,
mean that was basically me proving myself I could do it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So exactly. So kind of talk to me about your experience, starting high school, and like, playing. I mean, and obviously talk to me kind of, what was your experience like playing through going from freshman to JV to varsity, or if you went straight to varsity and kind of what positions you played,
Yeah. So throughout I know you said jump to high school, but just kind of give you a little bit more background and whatnot.
Sure.
Throughout Pee Wee and public league, I played primarily defense, but
Defense guy.
as I got older and grew into my own body and whatnot, I basically narrowed it down to tight end and linebacker or defensive end.
Okay.
And then once I got into high school, they moved me back to linebacker, and we ran a 3-5, and I was playing the Mike linebacker in that. Oh man, that was a lot of fun. Just train wrecks every play. I
Every-
didn't care, like let me
yeah.
put my body at it.
Yeah.
And then played a little bit of offense, not much. It was mostly just like goal line packages and whatnot. And then freshman year, it was me, Trevor Parlberg, and JJ Bobowitz that played the middle linebackers in the 3-5. And they're back in the day, man, they could scrap,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was Trevor, he was a tri-state or maybe tri-nationals wrestler, freestyle, folk, and Greco-Roman.
Damn.
So, yeah,
Fucking
like
crazy.
that. I still won't wrestle that dude. I'll wrestle him for fun,
Yeah.
but I know I'm gonna walk in to just get my ass beat. Like this dude is just so technical. And then JJ, he went on to play. He went on to play at I think it was Southwest Minnesota State,
Yeah.
maybe the Mustangs. I know they were the Mustangs.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, like you want to talk about some boys in the middle that could get stuff done. That was us. And it was a lot of fun. And then from there, I got moved up to varsity my sophomore year. And
I
that
thought
hit
I thought so. I thought so. Yeah, because
that,
I figure you played 3 years of varsity. So yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, you're spot on that. It was
Yeah.
it was a goal of mine, a dream of mine since I was a kid. Because my older brothers, they're like a decade older than me, and they both played at Crystal Lake Central as well.
Right.
So growing up around fall time, you getting into school, but that's also when football season is.
Right.
So I'm going from school to Crystal Lake Central for home games or wherever they're at, and their colors are orange and black, and it's fall. Oh man, just aesthetic as all get out. I loved it, and man, I started realizing I was decent at football, and then I was like, I want my goal to be when I get into high school that I get moved up sophomore year.
Right.
Word started getting around that Crystal Lake Central never did that for whatever reason. And
Wow.
then they moved me up, Anthony Degani, and Trevor Parlberg. And I feel bad because I don't know why Trevor didn't play very much. I don't think he had the aggression at the time. Because he had the size, he just didn't have the aggression. And then I played when they moved me up. They had originally planned on me playing linebacker, but then one of our D tackles got hurt or quit. I don't know. I can't remember. I got moved down to nose guard. Here I am, a 15-year-old freshman, barely 6'1" and barely 205. Playing nose guard with 18-year-old at the time, 18-year-old men.
Yeah.
I remember looking at some of their forearms and just look like Popeyes. Dark curly hair all over their forearms. And I'm like, well, okay, here I am. I'm 15, haven't really. Oh, the ball snapped, and then you just go. You don't even think about it, and then play defensive tackle sophomore year. Didn't really play much offense, which was fine. I don't really like all. You got to think too much.
Yeah. And then I can attest to that. Yeah, go ahead.
Junior year, they moved me to defensive end and tight end, and then that was a lot of fun. Defensive end is like my natural position. Right. It's just so aggressive, and you just have to be mean. If you're not mean as a defensive end, get the hell off the field.
Get the fuck off the field, man.
You're not mean playing defense. Get off my field. We're here to fucking kill bodies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One reason only. Kill bodies.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Special teams, brother. Special teams, you got a gun every fucking play at full speed. So go ahead.
I was on pretty much all special teams throughout my entire career, all of them. And I remember being a wedge buster on kickoff.
Dude,
you just got to be absolutely insane. What's that say? Oh, hell yeah. Look at that.
And right there is the actual trophy for that. Back there.
Oh, okay. That football one?
Yeah, right there. Yep. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
And oh man, being a wedge buster is
favorite. Dude.
Hell on wheels, man.
You already know.
Savage, get after it.
Yeah.
Because you're just running into a wall of like 6'3" just men, and waiting for you, but you're just like, this is it. Bring it, And,
fuck yeah.
And I never cared if I made the tackle. I just wanted to hit somebody,
Bingo.
Somebody behind me can make the tackle.
Bingo. Yeah, and it's funny you said that because my thing was people like, oh, you don't want to get run over. I'm like, dude, it doesn't fucking matter if you get run over as long as you set up your teammate to make the play. And because special teams is like, this is what my JUCO coach, this thing right here, my JUCO coach always said this, Coach Wink, special teams wins games. The reason why he said that is because it's a fucking third of the game, brother. Like, if you fucking hit, even if you get knocked on your ass, because in this game, you will get knocked on your ass at least once. I don't care how big or bad you are, right? Absolutely. So that's exactly why I totally agree with you. It doesn't matter if you make the tackle. Fucking just go. You know what I mean? Yeah. All effort. So
love. Man, there was sometimes like I see the pile already in front of me and I would just jump over it,
You're fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah. I wanted action,
Yeah.
And then I was pretty decent at tight end my junior year. I remember this one play. Hey, I don't know if anyone from Johnsburg High School listens to this podcast or not, or if anyone from Johnsburg High School is going to listen because I'm on it. But I hope this doesn't put someone on too much of a blast, but we ran, so the play call was split 38 geo crack.
Yeah.
So I'm playing tight end. That means I'm split out. I'm not all the way to the hash. I'm not even all the way to the sideline. I'm kind of floating.
Yeah.
I find a sweet spot where it's fucking up the outside linebacker and the corner.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of wait. And the 38 geo crack, you got two pulling guards, hand off to the fullback coming my way. And what's my job? Take out the first man I see. So at the snap of the ball, it's just like foam coming out of my mouth. I was ready for this.
Yeah.
I hear my coach, he said the kid's number. I can't remember it at this point, but he was like, hey, you see 33, you know, that's him. And I'm like, got it, coach. Set, hit, boom, like a fucking bullet, just boom. Oh, thought I killed him. And like, I'm sorry if you're listening or if you know who that is, but I mean, like, hey, I'm sure he's awesome. You want to go here later? Great. But no, I mean, I just annihilated this kid. And it was right before the half. Anthony Degani got the handoff, scored a touchdown, totally turned the momentum around in the game. And this kid was laying limp on the field for like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Fucked him up.
Hey, it's part of the game, like you said.
It is, you know, and injuries can't be. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I said, fuck, it's happened to me. There was one time in college, I was the wedge setter on kickoff return, you know. So here I am watching this dude, you know, giant as fuck, you know, because that's what you got to be when you're a wedge buster. And I'm linking arms with my dude, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be fucking great. And same thing, dude. As soon as he crown of his helmet into my face mask, I swear I felt my face mask hit my face.
Right.
And I'm not kidding you. I felt my brain knock around. I felt my brain hit the front of my head, saw a flash, and then it like reset. And I had no idea what was going on. And I'm laying there on the ground, and I remember I was like I was on my back, and I was just playing with the grass. It just felt so good, euphoric, you know.
Yeah.
And then the trainer comes up, and she's like, "Hey." I had no idea. She's like, "Hey, are you okay?" I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, like what? Look at this fucking grass. You know, she's like, yeah, sideline. I started walking to the other team's sideline, and she's asking me, like, hey, what's 2 + 1? I'm like, I don't know, Tuesday? Like, yeah.
Fuck, dude. That's concussion protocol right there.
Oh, totally. I'm sure I've got tons of screws loose up here, but
Yeah.
whatever. You're not a doctor, or am I? So let's keep going, you know. Yeah. And then senior year played defensive tackle again, but instead of nose guard, I was playing strong side. The way we ran our defense, it was a 4-3, and strong side tackle was a 3 technique. And my defensive end on that side was Dallas Bogle, and he wasn't very big, but he was fast, very fast, and pretty strong for his stature, you know, and he was smart. He knew the game, you know, so he wasn't ever out of position, pretty much, you know, and even if he was, there's a linebacker coming up right there that can mess up a running back's route or run, you know, and then I clean up from behind or something, you know. But yeah, that was pretty much it. So I guess to wrap it up, for high school, I played linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle, and tight end.
Nice.
Yeah.
All those are grown man positions, folks. And now we're going to talk about that grown. Sorry?
I said certainly.
Certainly, yeah. So, yeah, you basically wrapped up at Crystal Lake. Talk to me about your college experience, because I know that I think you also went to JUCO, right? Or did you go to a 4-year? Yeah, so you went to JUCO. So we're both JUCO products. I like that. So talk to me about that. Were you recruited heavily outside high school, or was it that JUCO? Yeah. Okay.
I was recruited I started getting recruited my junior year. Okay. Western Michigan was basically, I think it was actually almost my entire junior year, and then and into my senior year. If I remember correctly, that was like a decade and a half ago, though. So forgive me.
No, I remember. Shit. I mean, my senior was a year before yours.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were talking to me almost every week, either my junior and senior year, and then they wanted me to go play defensive end for them, and it just, I don't know, it just kind of fizzled out, you know. But I was also getting recruited by Ball State, Southern Illinois, and had a few conversations with Northern Illinois, and then that was pretty much it from the D1 schools. Maybe Iowa sent me a letter. I don't know. But then, yeah, no, with those leads essentially going cold, you know, I was like, well, hell, I'll go to Harper College. My buddy Lane Riles went there. He's a year older than me. Graduated in 08. You graduated in 08?
Yep. 08.
Yeah, so he graduated in 08 as well. And when he went to Harper College, they won a national championship.
Nice.
under Dragon Tionic as the head coach.
So
And
NJCAA national champions.
yes,
Very,
they
very,
won
very impressive.
the championship down in Phoenix, Arizona. And my buddy was my buddy Lane, he was telling me all about it, and I got suckered into it. I'm like, hell yeah, let's fucking go get us a ring, And then after I signed my LOI, they fired Dragon Tionic and brought in Eric Waldstein to be the head coach. And I think he came from, what is it, Morningside, somewhere in Iowa or Wisconsin. I don't know. And great guy, far more knowledgeable on the game than I am. But I don't know if it was the group of guys we had, the team culture, or what. At this point, I'm not 19 anymore, so I'm not looking to blame anyone for anything. But I mean, we just couldn't get it together. We went 2-7 that year, and like mentally as an athlete, it was very, very frustrating, because I remember going to the 5 a.m. workouts before class when my class doesn't start until 9, and then after that, get done with one class, and then maybe another one in the afternoon, but I still got to hang around until practice, and then, man, I loved practice. I loved it. It was just like, here I am to just be free, mentally free. I don't need to worry about school. I don't need to worry about my car, my girlfriend, or none of that.
Yeah.
I'm here to bust heads,
Bingo.
Yeah. And I really respected my defensive line coach, Coach Fudala. He was also a Golden Gloves boxer and trained many other Golden Gloves boxers. And yeah, I loved his enthusiasm for the game. It made me want to play better. It made me want to work harder, so that I could I don't know, just be held in high regard in his eyes, because I held him in high regard in my eyes.
Right.
And yeah, so it's mentally frustrating, because here you are, you're doing all this work, making all these sacrifices behind the scenes, and then you go 2-7.
Yeah.
And it's, by some stroke of luck, there's still a way for us to get into playoffs. And I think we got, yeah, like, I don't know how that all works. And
that's how I got this, bro. Same record. We still made the conference championship game.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We played College of DePage for our conference championship, and I think
that's a good school. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think they either beat us. I don't know. I think they beat us. I think that's why my memory's fuzzy on it.
Yeah.
But I remember we were like tied for conference champs or something. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, it's just frustrating, because you're just like, man, we're doing all this work. We finally got a stroke of luck to go to the playoffs. Like, hey, everybody focus.
Yeah.
Quit drinking, quit chasing women, quit smoking. Like, let's get down to it. We realize it's freaking the first week of December, but goddamn, it's football. Let's get it. And then with my dismay over going 2-7, and kind of finding out that just school in general, college, I loved college. College itself, the way it's structured, is far more conducive for the way my brain works than freaking high school does.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like I had like 3.5 GPA or maybe higher, and I felt like I didn't ever go to class.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh, this is fucking sweet, And like, homework, just give me the damn test, and
bingo.
Yeah, typical jock stuff, right? And the only
hey man, don't put us on fucking blast on the 81 podcast, Evan. Come on now, dude. We're hardworking, very self-conscious, academic, whatever the fuck the word. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. Try to be academic.
Academics. All right, keep going.
Fuck it all up.
Exactly.
No, and then one of my buddies from high school, I don't know if I was a bird in his ear or not, but he was thinking about joining the Army. And I was like, dude, fuck that. Join the Marine Corps, bro. He's like, you know what? You're right. And then he goes off and joins the Marine Corps. He comes home on Christmas leave in 2009. And or was that? Yeah, it was 2009. And kind of motivated me, you know, because my older brother was a Marine. I got a couple uncles who were Marines, and just I mean, hell, I got a. That was my guitar.
You're good. You're good.
I'm like, dude, freaking Napoleon
Oh,
book.
shit.
And over here, I got a book about World War I and this dude who fought. And it's called All Men Are Enemies. I got another book about like the Viking warriors of England before it was England and everything. Like, I love history.
Right.
And totally forgot where I was going with that.
You're talking about the Marine Corps, talking about, you know, potentially maybe enlisting. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you for getting me back on track with that. You know, anything that had to do with history, especially like violent, tumultuous pasts, or how like violent, tumultuous times bring forth these just absolute awesome savages that turn stuff around for the better. Like the American Revolution, love it. French Revolution, love it. Even go to like the Renaissance, where it was like a mind revolution for the entire planet. Like, love it. So I've always had this kind of calling to join the Marine Corps. And you know, with the way my first football season went in college, one of my buddies coming home and seeing the immense change in him, as well as my older brother when he had enlisted, you know, I was like, hey, you know, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to go ahead and enlist, you know. And even after my first season over there at Harper, I was talking to Indiana State out of Sycamore, right? Out of Sycamore, Indiana.
Yeah.
And was still in contact with Western Michigan. And I was trying also for Iowa State, and then a whole handful of D2 schools, NAIA. And I mean, to kind of be smug, I really didn't pay attention to any of the D3 schools that were like, hey, come play for us. You know, and I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Same here.
Like, hey, D3 pulls some at like Whitewater right up here, freaking right up the road. Yeah, dude, they got a ton of athletes that go there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I enlisted in April of 2010, and a bunch of coaches were kind of all like, "Oh no, you're gonna go die." Well, no, because I'm still here. And then I enlisted as a reservist in the Marine Corps as a 0311, and I did 6 years in Marine Corps Reserves out of 224 Fox Company in Milwaukee, and that was a confusing 6 years. I'll tell you that. To put it as short as I can, as concise as I can, it was very confusing, because also from there, after I got done with all my initial training, you know, boot camp, School of Infantry, and then I was actually a recon contract, and all you Marines that listen to this are gonna fucking hate me. Fight me. I don't care. 0321 contract, and got to like the school before you go to the actual recon school, and they were like, hey, who wants to drop? I'm like, dude, I got a fucking football season I gotta go play. Like, I ain't got time to be in school for another 16 months, you know. So send me the fuck home. Let me go pull a trigger and go kill bodies on a football field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did that, but then when they did that, they tried to reclass me to admin 0111. So I go out to fucking North Carolina, Camp Lejeune, and I'm out there for, I don't know, 3 months or something, and actually met some of my best friends that I'm still in contact with to this day while I was out there. And finally get done with that school. I come back home, springtime, going right into summer, like basically just in time for summer football camp, and then just hit the weights hard, hit football camp hard, and just earn myself a starting spot again back at Harper College.
Yeah.
And now it was 2011, and there again, I was playing defensive end. When I got into college, I basically solidified as a defensive end, really grew into that position. I found that it fit my mentality, my own philosophy, my own values, and I was fucking good at it,
Yeah, for sure.
So it felt good.
Yeah.
And then after that year, though, we went 2-7 again, and that was their third year of going 2-7. And they got rid of their football team after that year.
That's happened in my school, bro. We actually went 0-10. We didn't even win a game my sophomore year, and then they cut the program 3 years later. So,
well, yeah, because I mean, that's what sports are for. They're supposed to be pulling in people to,
right.
get the tuition up, and if nobody's winning, nobody wants to go to that fucking school. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
Yeah. And so we went 2-7 again. Football team got canned, and with that, just a lot of the larger schools weren't really recruiting out of Harper anymore. Okay. Like you go from national champs down to 2-7 for 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to recruit out of there anymore.
Exactly.
So it was hard for me trying to find my path in the football realm there. And I remember I didn't even go to school because I was like, why? I'm not playing. Like, why school? I'm just going to go work, But like an idiot, I signed up for all these damn classes and then fucking was just working and bouncing around from job to job, really. I was working at Menards. I was working at Nick's Pizza. I was working at Tommy's. Shout out to Tommy's. Y'all got some bomb ass town beefs. And delivering food for them. And basically, fucking teenager jobs, college jobs,
Right.
And I was also working at this club down in Downers Grove. It's called Rita's Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And oh my God, man, you want to talk about a very distinct like threshold of you're no longer that person. This is you now. Like it happened there. Just like nuts things happened at that place. I was being nuts in life and yeah, really kind of let a lot of shit go to shit, so to say,
Do you want to share any of the specific examples, or are you good?
Let's see. I don't really know what's appropriate to share on this.
You can share whatever the fuck you want, dude. It's my show. Everything goes. Yeah.
So
free for all.
Cool. So no, I was dating my high school sweetheart, and we actually dated for a decade. She just left me in 2018, and fucking rightfully so. I was a fucking douchebag and very not at all good for her. And I actually commend her, and I'm kind of proud of her for leaving me, because it took a lot of strength for her to do that.
I can relate, brother. But yeah, keep going.
So, from there, when I started working at the club, her and we were already in a rocky relationship. And rather than like buckle down and be like, all right, babe, we're going to get this. No, my fucking dumbass starts letting one of these fucking girls at the club start catching my eye. And then, I started seeing her, and the club was like an hour away from where I live. So rather than drive back and forth, 3 days a week, I just fucking stay down there. I was staying with my friends from the Marine Corps who got me that job. And then that kind of started turning into a toxic friendship, because we were just spending too much time together, and it was just, so I started staying with this girl who's taking a liking to me. Well, big fucking mistake that was, because feelings started developing there. And meanwhile, my high school sweetheart is all like, what are you doing? Like, why don't you love me anymore? And I'd be like, eyes out. I'm like, I do, you know, but then
Yeah, dude.
we'd leave, and rather than go to her house, we'll go to the other girl's house. Like,
Exactly. Exactly, bro. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I mean by like life just went nuts, you know, because here I am trying to like convince both these girls that I like them, and like an idiot, dude. I thought I was Hugh Hefner or some shit. I don't fucking know. And then and then got to the point where I was just like, dude, I need to leave this club. I need to leave this job. This is not me. This is not at all what I want to do. This girl that's taking a liking to me, you know, I kind of like her too, but she was a Pisces. Shoot like casted rune stones and was all like into zodiacs and fuck, maybe put a spell on me a time or two. I don't fucking know, but I mean, other than that, no, it was. I equated that relationship kind of like the Joker and Harley Quinn, because like,
Damn.
there again, I was just like, look, like this is what I'm doing. Like, you knew I had a girlfriend when you started seeing me. I don't know what to tell you, you know. And then she'd go off and do something to retaliate, and I'd be like, what? What are you doing? You know. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, I quit working that job, quit working at the club, and that was when I started playing semi-pro football because I wanted to get my head back on straight and I was like, dude, you ain't been playing football for, at that point it was like 8 months, maybe close to a year. And you know, like you, football is very much a part of who you are, you know, and was the driving force to wake up a lot of time.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So I was like, I called around to a couple local semi-pro teams around here. I think one was the Chaos. Back then, they were not what they were in recent years. The Chicago Chaos, if you ever heard of them.
Right.
And then I think they were called like the DeKalb Chaos or Kane County Chaos back then. I don't fucking know. But then I called the Eagles. I think I even called the Cougars out of Kenosha. And then it was the Eagles, Mike Oliver, that got back to me first and seemed the most understanding that, you know, I'm shopping, if you will. And yeah, he's the one who kicked the door wide open for me and started going to team functions, and then went to the open tryout that they held. They held the open tryout at some fucking podunk indoor soccer place down here in Elgin. But from there, yeah, he was like, what position you play? I'm like, defensive end, you know. He's like, let's see what you can do. And fuck, I went out there and I, like, without even really I was mad. I was livid mad because I'm all heartbroken about destroying these two women that I actually cared about, but my actions are saying otherwise. Like, hey, you know, and I was all mad that my high school sweetheart wasn't like super quick to jump back on board with a relationship with me, you know. So I was just taking all my frustration out on the football field, you know, in the weight room. And man, I was just an animal. Nobody ran to my side. I'd be bored during the sometimes, you know, because they'd stop running to my side. And if they did, they would just do it to see if I'm awake, you know, like, yeah, here, you know.
Fucking here.
Yeah.
Again.
And
yeah.
And yeah, and then from there, I actually I didn't get recruited from there, but I was still, you know, behind the scenes talking to schools because I wanted to get back into school and get back into playing like legitimate fucking. I'm sure you can attest to this, that the competitiveness and the realness of college football is tenfold beyond semi-pro football.
Yeah.
You know? And so I wanted to get back to it. And I called Waldorf University, head coach Kent Anderson. I remember the phone conversation that I had with him in 2011 when he was trying to recruit me after my second season at Harper. You know, I was like, hey, you know, I got a couple of these bigger schools calling me, interested in me. I'm interested in them. And he was like, hey, I get it. Like, fuck yeah. Like, you never get another opportunity to play big time ball like that in a young man's life. So, hey, go ahead, chase after it. If you don't get it, you still got my phone number. And how cordial and amiable he was at the conclusion of his recruiting efforts. Leaving the door open like that stuck with me, because every other coach was like, oh, you're 21, 22, you think you're gonna go to U of I, you think you're gonna go to Western Michigan? I'm like why are you acting like this? You know what I mean?
Right,
why encourage me from doing any of that?
It's
Now I
so
don't.
crazy. Yeah, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it's so crazy because I experienced the same thing out of my freshman year, because obviously I didn't play in high school. When I started to reach out to schools and see who's available here in the East Bay, I went to Chabot, which is like one of the premier programs, DVC, Iowa Valley College, and legitimately in one of the emails, the coach, he's like, "What position you play?" I'm like, "Well, I haven't played, but I'm interested in playing slot or DB." And he's all like, "Okay, you have any film?" I said, "No, I don't." I'm like, "Would you be interested in it?" He's like, and then he said, "Honestly, like, like if you've never played before, it's gonna be very difficult for you, and best of luck." And almost like you're SOL, you're shit out of luck at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'm like, to your point, I'm like, why the fuck would this guy discourage me? And then
yeah,
just by random occurrence, I had to take a math requirement at San Jose City, and then I spoke to the coach over there. That's how I met Coach Connor and then Coach Dub. And to your point, Coach Dub was so amicable. I have not so before. So viewers already know this, but just because this is the first time we're talking about Coach Dub. Coach Dub was my first coach ever for football, right? And at San Jose City. And I had not spoken to that man over 12 years before I reached out to him recently on social media, because I had my other teammate on, and I saw him in his post. And then I had him on last week, and then this past just Tuesday, and we picked it up right when we left off, bro. It was like we didn't even miss a beat.
that's
And to your point about kind of the impressions that the coaches leave on you,
yeah,
the positive impressions that's left on you stay with you forever. So that's all I
right.
want to say.
And so I reached out to him after I realized I still had it to play.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, you want to get your hand in the dirt? Hell yeah, we'll get you on out, and oh my God, I was elated. I mean, it was still a relatively rough summer for me, to admit. That summer I was heavy on the sauce. I don't take heartbreak very, very swimmingly, so to say.
Right.
I'm very much love and romance strike deep with me.
Yeah.
Really deep. And I think it's something that we all as humans should really take a far more concerted effort to be kinder in that department. So many people are so quick to you know chase hoes, or
Yeah.
or you know essentially be one, male or female, it doesn't matter. And they, it's all, oh, we're just living life. It's like, no, dude, that person, just like you, has a lot of shit going on inside their head and their heart that they thought you were gonna maybe, I mean, not fix them, because it's not your responsibility, but just maybe not be a douche. And here you are being a fucking douche, male or female,
Right.
and it sucks. So anyways, I was hitting the sauce pretty hard, and beating myself up over guilt about how I had treated these two women. And eventually my girlfriend, my high school sweetheart, came back around, and she was like, pick yourself up, we're gonna do this. I'm like, all right.
Awesome.
And yeah, and so I got the scholarship out to Waldorf University in the fall of 2013. Yeah. After
Nice.
I think I played 3/4 of my semi-pro season.
Yeah.
And I asked them to delete all my film, basically all my stats, just so that my name was clear, should
Right.
anyone do an investigation, and so, and at this point, I really don't think it mattered, because you weren't getting paid.
No, it wouldn't matter, because if you weren't paid, your eligibility wouldn't be fucked with. So
Right.
yeah.
But either way, he was very understanding of it and totally on board with it. My coach, Mike Oliver, from semi-pro. And I don't even think I mentioned anything of it to Kent Anderson over there at Waldorf. But then get there to Waldorf and bust my ass during football camp. Started out at the bottom of the totem pole, walking in every day, seeing my name on the chalkboard, third, fourth man down. I'm like, you fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely see my name start moving up, and then, yep, I'm starting, and everyone knew it. But then come game week, not all of my credits transferred from Harper, and they didn't even accept any of my Marine Corps credits. Not one. Yeah, I was one credit shy from being eligible. And I'm like, are we fucking serious?
Fuck.
So all this work over the summer, earning your spot, learning the plays, earning that camaraderie and your place among the boys, you know what I mean? And to get told that rocked me again. And lo and behold, what do? I turn to the bottle, right? I remember I looked at my one buddy, Sonny. He was a German cat from Germany. He played in the GFL and came over and was playing for us. He played quarterback, and I don't know why he was redshirting that year, because he should have had enough credits. Maybe it was because he played in the GFL, so he had to wait. I don't know. But man, standing on the sideline, helpless to be able to help or do anything for your team, that literally just curled their tails and ran to the corner after the other team scored the first touchdown. Like, bro, this is a fucking game. There's still 55 minutes left.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And just the entire attitude of the team is, oh, we suck. It's like, no, your fucking attitude sucks.
Bingo.
Yeah. And when you're trying to tell that to a bunch of 18 to 22-year-old kids, when you yourself are undressed on the sideline, they don't want to hear it. They don't take you serious, And so after that game, me and my buddy, I'm like, hey, man, you want to just like grab a sixer and fucking chill out, watch a movie or something? He's like, yeah, man, let's fucking do that. So we go over to his place and cut to one of his roommates tried spiking a bottle with something, and I was the only one drinking out of it. That wasn't his intention, his roommate's intention at all. He was trying to get, the other girls and other people all drinking out of this bottle, but here my alcoholic self was like, give me that fucking thing. I remember I had 3 beers and I went down to the bathroom and came back up, and that's all I remember. I woke up in fucking jail.
Right.
Yeah. And that was the first time I was in jail. And that's a pretty epic story. I got tased like fucking 5 times at once. And apparently when I was on the booking bench, I was handcuffed like this to the fucking booking bench. And this thing was held into the concrete, screwed into the concrete with 6 like 3-inch bolts. I don't remember doing it. Story has it, their recording can attest to it. I just fucking stood up with this thing. And yeah.
Hulk, brother.
Because I don't remember. like you want to be proud of that, but in the circumstances, you can't be. You know what I mean?
No, you can't be. No, because I mean, this is because your judgment's impaired. You're not willfully. You're not in control of your actions. You're just. I mean, it's cool to see you have the ability, but it's not. It's not you kind of coordinating that, because you don't remember that shit until you watch the video. Yeah. So.
And they told me the next morning that I was drugged with meth, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking great. Like. Relatively straight edge, not relative. I was straight edge except for drinking every now and then, and then to hear that, you're just like, why would anyone do that ever, and then from there, college is college, so there's always fucking whiskey involved, right? And then the next year, I was like, all right, next year, this is my year. I'm eligible. I'm the defensive end. Everyone you know, and I played right defensive end. And how I got into that was because I think I was reading like an offensive strategy book or something. And they said that you want your best offensive lineman to be your left tackle.
Right.
So from there, I was like, all right, bet I'll play right defensive end, you know, because I was like, I want the best, you know, I want to go up against your meanest boys you got. Let's see what I got, you know, and so that's how I got into playing right defensive end. I played right defensive end that entire season. Jamar Creighton was the left defensive end, and he and I both tried out for the NFL shortly after college. I think he tried out like 6 months after college or something. I didn't try out until I think after my first arena season. But yeah, anyways, played right defensive end that year. There again, we went like 2-7 my first year at Waldorf, and then my second year we went, I think, 3-6 or 3-7 or whatever. So my college football years were losing, right. And that sucks. You feel like water boy, you know, going there. What school is it? Southwest Louisiana State or something.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, you know, you just kind of feel like you're not worth anything because no matter how hard you work, your team still loses.
It's tough, man. Yeah.
It is. And actually when I left on relatively bad terms with Kent Anderson. We got into a pretty heated argument in his office with the defensive coordinator, LZ Anderson, no relation. And I said some pretty spiteful things. At the time, I felt they were 100% true. And whether they were or are not is up for debate that I won't have, because me and Kent Anderson are pretty tight still.
Yeah.
And
so you're not going to repeat that in just considering that.
You know, he said some things my way, and I'm the kind of person that, like, okay, once you set the bar of how you want to play, that's where I'll play. You want to spiteful games? Okay, I grew up in a spiteful house. I know how this goes, and I'm better at it than you. And it's not something that I'm proud of. I fucking hate that part of me. But yeah, like right then and there in his office, it was on. You know, like, oh, that's what you think about me? Well, here's how I think about you. Boom, 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 boom. You know?
Yeah.
And it ended with a slammed door, and then that was pretty much it for about 6 years, I want to say 6 or 7 years, because he and I didn't start talking again until actually over the summer this year.
Wow.
Yeah, about 5 years. Because I left in 2015. But yeah, super grateful that he and I are still able to talk, still on good terms. You know, he's welcome wherever I'm at in the country, and he says I'm welcome anytime down in his little southern corner of Iowa, anytime I'm out there. Which that speaks volumes about a man, you know, when you're able to put shit aside and just be like, boy, buddy, come on. And then from there, 2015, came back to Chicago and started playing semi-pro again with the Fox Valley Eagles. I think it was still being coached by Mike Oliver, I think. And then I think he got tired of everyone's attitude on the team and then left. Our defensive coordinator likewise left. Well, they were also the arena coaches, so they had fucking real shit to go worry about, you know. And then we were kind of left to basically a coach who didn't plan on being the only coach. but he was the, I think, O-line and special teams coach for the Fox Valley Eagles. And we all kind of got to looking around and we're like, we don't have a coach. And he stepped up, and we actually went to second round of the playoffs that year. We lost to the fuck was their name? Venom. We lost to the Venom. And then they went on into the championship and lost to the Sting or Stingers.
State Line Sting?
Yeah. And then the next year, oh man, all of us on the Eagles, we were just like, fuck all that noise. This is our fucking time right now.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I don't know what in the hell happened, but I'm getting chills right now.
Yeah.
Just showed up for one thing and one thing only, to kill fucking bodies.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The defense, I was kind of like, I did never declare it because I don't like doing that. I feel like that's a show of arrogance. But it was kind of understood that I was essentially a coach on the field for defense.
Right.
You know, like I'm looking over at the coach as a defensive end, looking over at the coach. He's giving me a play call. I'm like, defense is what we're doing, you know? And then obviously, yes, from there, you let the Mike linebacker take over because he can fucking see. I can't,
right.
You know? But yeah, anytime there was a dispute over a call, responsibility, anything, you know, like, hey man, this is what we got to do. Boom, 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 boom. This is what you got to do. You still on your shit. You still on good. Awesome. Let's go. And head coach that year was Jet Zerba. You know Jet, don't you?
Yeah, Jet. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. One of my best friends, for real. That dude has helped me out mentally when I've been in some of my absolute roughest time. And yeah, I don't know how I will ever repay that man, but good God, blessed soul he is. And he was a head coach. Who was our defensive coach? Siana. Coach Mike Siana. Good guy, real good guy. He was a coach from Huntley High School, I believe, and knew his shit through and through, like just awesome. And basically took the reins off of me. He was like, do whatever the fuck you're gonna do, Evan. Like, I love watching you play. I don't give a fuck. Like, because I know every play you're gonna fucking hurt somebody. It's fantastic. You know, I'm like, you know it, coach. You know? And yeah, he loved letting the dogs loose. He really did. He didn't believe in yanking the chain. Not one bit. But yeah, we went, I think, did we go undefeated that year? No, I think we lost one game. We lost like one game. I can't remember who it was to, or I know someone's going to say it was the Blue Devils, so fuck you.
Brother, we lost the Blue Devils, but I don't give a fuck. I still got it.
Right,
Anyways,
right. Hey, I heard championship ring with the Blue Devils, so hey, I can say you know. But yeah, and then we won the championship that year, and it was, oh man, it was such a great feeling. I mean, I was getting like 5-6 sacks a game, you know, and like 4 tackles for loss every game if they ran to my side. Like I'm saying, like, they just wouldn't run to my side. Yeah. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun, man. And then the next year that was 2017. Next year in 2017, 15, 16, 17. 15. After our year that we won the championship in 16, I played, that was my first pro arena season with the Chicago Blitz.
Now let's talk about that. No, you can't just get into that. We have to talk about that. You mentioned some coaches from the Eagles were coaches on the Blitz.
Yes.
Talk to me about the process of how you got recruited. Talk to me about how you're able to break into arena, from semi-pro.
From there, honestly, I gotta say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Because like you, like what did you know about football when you first started fucking playing? Right.
Jack shit. Exactly.
You knew fucking Walter Payton. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
But someone that you had reached out to build a relationship with was like, yo, come play.
Bingo.
And Mike Oliver knew my intention from the day I met him. I told him, I was like, I want to play in the NFL. That's why I wear this game with my heart. That's why I play this game with my heart on my sleeve.
Right.
You tell that. And he introduced me to Sean Bell, who is a Super Bowl champion. He played with Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. And I was blessed enough to play alongside such a fucking awesome athlete, awesome man, Sean Bell.
Yeah.
Playing for the Eagles. And when I stopped playing football, he said some pretty fucking admirable words my way, and I won't ever forget them. I'm not gonna say them. I'll never forget them though, because it just made me feel fucking super good. But yeah, so Mike Oliver and Noel Soto. Mike Oliver was head coach and offensive coordinator. Noel Soto was assistant coach and defensive coordinator, and they took over the Blitz. And after my season, and throughout the years, we maintained, just good relations. Oh hey, how you guys doing? Oh hey, yeah, I'm still playing. Oh cool, And then the year they wanted to break into like the actual AFL,
Right.
being TV, playing against the LA Kiss, Philadelphia Soul, Colorado Crush. They wanted to be with the big dogs. And so after my championship season, they recruited. And yeah, fuck, man, you want to talk about feeling blessed in terms of football? Yeah, man, just all of those things. Like getting recruited to be on a team that is trying to be like the big dogs on campus, like that's just without a word being said, that says what they think about you. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
And so yeah, man, here I was thinking I was fucking big dog. I was 6'3", 6'4", 285, and everyone is 6'3".
36 to 285. Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm just normal.
Right.
And so yeah, that's how I got my foot in the door there. Was just like, if you're an athlete and you're a good athlete, don't be a fucking cock. Show some humility.
Right.
Be humble and willing to learn. If a coach tells you wrong, be like, fuck, you're right. What do I got to do to get better? And move on from there, and because the coach is going to be the one that puts you in.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying kiss ass. All of my coaches know I don't fucking kiss a lick of ass, but
no need to.
right. But at the same time, like, yeah, just, oh fuck, coach, you're right. I fucked that up. It's my bad. How do I get better? And then you actually take the reps. You take the physical, mental reps. You go home. You study your plays to make sure you don't do that again. And I think a lot of athletes, especially in semi-pro, miss that concept.
Oh fuck yeah! No, they missed that completely. They missed that by the mark because the lack of regulation kind of enables the lack of humility.
Right.
The lack of standardization and the lack of organization or disorganization, or for lack of a better term, is kind of the reason why you have this shit going on, man. Like,
right.
You see guys shit talking dudes who play in the NFL, and I'm like, and then you guys I mean, I'm not the only name. Like all these other dudes' names just get thrown out, and it's like, dude, like what do you want to gain? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
ultimately, what do you gain at the end of the day? Because you're just proving that you're a fucking cock, and you're not really out there to get you better, you know? And
Right.
at the end of the day, you make yourself look stupid because if you're really as good as you think you are, you won't even need to be talking about anyone else. So go ahead.
Dude, I used to snatch up my teammates after they just try to do a cheap shot on the other guy. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You know? And they're like, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Okay, that man, just like you, has a wife and a family and a fucking job to go to at the end of the day. You know, and you're gonna blow out his fucking knee because he said fuck your mother? Like, dude, grow up. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I said that to you at practice the other day. Like, and now you're gonna get all fucking butthurt over somebody wearing a different colored jersey and you're gonna try to take out his knee? No. Because you know what happened when you try to take out his knee? You missed the fucking tackle that blew right by you.
Yeah.
Like, there goes the touchdown. Check your fucking ego at the door. Like, are we serious right now?
Bingo.
And yeah, that's actually one of my biggest issues with semi-pro, and mine got out. So yeah, I mean, did I adequately answer your question about the networks into arena
You did.
football?
No, yeah, keep going, man. I mean, I interrupted your train of thought, but you're pretty much you're on a roll. So keep going about kind of your experience and everything like that, man. You know?
Yeah. So after my 2017 year of semi-pro, so yeah, 2016 played pro
Eagles.
arena, and then
2016. Okay, 2016. I thought the Blitz were 2018.
No, they came back.
Okay.
So after 2016, I don't want to say anything about what happened there because I don't know, so I'm not going to talk about what I don't know, and also, I mean, I respect the hell out of those people, and I'm not going to sit here and say anything on a fucking recorded podcast. You know what I mean?
And the photo that's going to go on this episode is you in that Blitz jersey in uniform. So go ahead.
Shout out to the Blitz.
Yeah, exactly.
But from there,
naked, skinned turkey face, but we're all good. Go ahead.
Something happened in the upper echelons of management. We'll leave it at that, you know, and the team, I don't know how else to say it. I think it was lost funding, really.
That's what happens. Yeah.
Got down to it that they couldn't afford to pay me or the other guys, and then they couldn't afford the venue, you know, so we had to end the season prematurely. And then from there, I think they took, you know, was that one?
Cal Eagles, 2012 AIF championship. You want to know what happened to this team? Take a guess.
Dude, I almost played.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is California Eagles. So take a guess what happened. Why we won the West Conference mid-championship game. The owner couldn't keep up on the bills for the arena, the coaches, the players. There's a whole article about it in the Sacramento Bee. You know what I mean? So it's yeah.
That's funny you got that ring because after the Blitz, you know, I was like, fuck, I want to move to California or some shit. I don't know, you know. So I actually looked up that team. Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, awesome. Good.
And so then, you know, team's season got prematurely canked, and that sucked because I think we were actually in the playoffs. I think we played one playoff game, and then we won it, and then fucking no more funding or something. I don't know. If I'm wrong, please know that I'm wrong and correct me. You know. And then 2017, I was trying to transition into boxing. Since I was 11, I've been boxing on and off. Nowhere near as consistent as anyone who calls themselves a boxer should be. But when I was younger, first getting into it, I trained every single day for easily 3 years. And then focused on football, so I'm not getting my head knocked around twice, you know. Mm-hmm. Then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, dude, football, like, you're a semi truck running into other semi trucks. Like, it's only a matter of time until something breaks.
Right.
You know, but you still love sports and you're still good at boxing. I was going to pursue a professional boxing path. I'm not going to say career path. I'll say path. And there again, man, I loved it. I was pretty good at it, and had a lot of potential. But I was still trying to juggle a semi-pro football season, and with all the conditioning and not needing to be 285 pounds, you shed some weight. I got down to like 245, 250. And it was on a verbal agreement with the head coach, Jet. Basically, like, look, if it's a critical game, let me know. I'll fucking be there. But if it's not a critical game, let the other guys play. They're always bitching about me showing up on Saturdays and getting all the playing time. Like, sorry, but you don't see what I'm doing behind the scenes.
That's exactly it.
And look at the stats. Like,
exactly.
I've been gone for 3 weeks and you still don't have the stats I've got. You know what I mean? And I mean, to sound arrogant,
numbers never lie. Go
ahead. So yeah, and like whatever. Hey, they're young. They're trying to maybe get some film together to go to college. Like, I've already done all that. I've played pro. Like, I've already tried out for the NFL. Like, fuck it.
Oh, we missed that. That.
Kind of. It's still in 2017.
Okay, so keep going. All right. Just want to make sure. We don't want to skip over that.
So then I mean, that's kind of actually what I'm glad you stopped it there. Because after my arena season, oh man, I felt on top of the world. I'm like, dude, I'm God,
Yeah.
I this. And there was a combine out in Carlsbad, California. And I jumped on the opportunity to go out there.
Don't mean to stop you, but let me say this. Yesterday's guest, Brett Swain, who won a Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers, is a Carlsbad native. Brett, if you're listening to this man right here was in your hometown, and he's still down there. So go ahead.
Hey, I know Carlsbad pretty good because old stomping grounds when I was out there in Pendleton. Lakers, there you go.
Go.
Yeah. We'd get off and get cut loose for Liberty, and my buddies would be like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I'd be like, "Fucking same shit I do every day. I'm gonna go get fucked up. You want to come with?"
Head for feet, motherfuckers. You know what the motto is.
Exactly. So like, I'd hop on the Sea Breeze out to fucking Carlsbad or some shit, Oceanside out there, and just tear it up. Like, whatever. Exactly. Going out to San Diego, who cares? Exactly. So I saw there was this combine out there, and I jumped at the opportunity to kind of go back to my old stomping grounds. And I had a buddy from the Marine Corps who was living out there. Then I hit him up. I was like, "Hey man, I got a combine. It's about 3-4 days long. I don't really got a place to stay. I was wondering, like, I haven't seen you in a minute. Is it cool if we hang out for 3-4 days?" Like, fuck yeah, dude. So me and another one of my teammates from the Eagles, we went out there together. It was his last name's Shepard. I can't remember his first name. I feel so bad right now.
Fuck it, keep going.
Yeah. And we went out there. I felt damn good because I mean, I'm sure you can relate. It feels so good when a coach does one of these. You know what I mean? Like, he's looking at fucking paperwork or some shit,
bro.
And then like you just walk by or you just do something, and you see the coach out of the corner of your eye, just kind of like, you know what I mean? I feel so. I'm sure everyone else who was on this podcast earlier in the week knows what it feels like when they actually talk to you and offer you something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That I never got that. But
it is what it is.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was putting out some fucking good ass numbers. The pro agility. I was beating some running backs and linebackers at the pro agility. It was laser timed.
It's crazy. Laser time, you're beating running backs and linebackers for an NFL tryout combine.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. Listeners, you heard it. All right, go ahead, Evan.
And it, oh my God. My 40 time is fucking atrocious. But
you got to drop it now, dude. Come on.
No, my 40 time, I think my laser timed 40 time was, I think the fastest laser timed 40 I ever ran was 5.0.
Damn. Lofa Tatupu, if you're listening to this, Evan ran a slower 40 than you, but Evan's still like your size, a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, and a little bit better looking. No, I'm just kidding, Lofa. Anyhow, but I mean, no, Lofa's my guy. No, but I mean, because when I had my combine in 2010, after my sophomore season at West Valley, I ran like a 4.51, and I can never get back to that ever since. I'm just like, fuck. Yeah, 4.5. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hand
go.
Hand timed, I can crank out a 4.5.
Yeah. Hand time was hand time. So.
Yeah. I could probably, you know what? Fuck it. I could crank out a 4.5 right now, hand time.
Hell yeah. Let's do it on the podcast.
Okay. So like my first one's gonna be fucking slow because I'm just gonna warm up, jog it. Second one, I might put a little effort into it.
Yeah.
Third one inks out, and I'll crank out a 4.6.
4.6. Close enough. All right.
Yeah. And yeah, and my vert was decent for a D lineman. Nothing fucking to, oh my god, like Warren Sapp can do. But no, it was decent. And one-on-ones, I was really enjoying those because it just feels so good to bring it to another athlete who's just as big, if not bigger than you, who is also bringing it. Because they want it. They want that money just as bad as you do. They want that goal, that dream that they've had since they were 6. And they're at the threshold right now. And the only thing stopping them is you. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's do this. One-on-ones all day, buddy.
Yeah.
It was good. And then from there, I had another combine for the CFL. They were out of Aurora University. They did that one. And I think the Blue Bombers were there. I think the Stampede was there.
Stampeders, Calgary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a third team there. I can't remember who it was. But that one I didn't take quite as serious. I don't know why. I think because I had mentally already made the decision after my first combine, that like, hey, I didn't get any calls back from that first one, and I was 27, 27 at the time. And you're like, you're kind of getting old. And a lot of people around you in your life are waiting for you to grow up, essentially.
Yeah.
They understand your passion and your drive and your will to succeed in this game, but you've lost so much trying to chase that carrot in front of the horse, if you will. You know what I mean? And yeah, chase the dream. And you've sacrificed so much, and look where it's got you. Nowhere. You're 27 years old. You don't have an awesome job. You don't have a stable job. You have a fucking degree. Like, grow up, dude. And then from there, got no calls back. But I was super grateful for the opportunity to be around those athletes and the good energy that they all brought. Because what was really cool about that second combine was like, if you made a mistake, rather than like, oh, you suck. Like, no, people are like, hey man, like try this, like do that. And it was
That's what I loved about it, man. I fucking loved it. It's so different than college or anywhere where people are, because you're competing, people are trying to drag you down. But the combine, everyone's just trying to get that opportunity.
Yeah.
But I feel like I learned so much from the guys around me. They were telling me about different schools areas. I have NFL guys who show them how to do this, do that, do this, do that, this technique, that. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It's just so cool. It almost snaps you out of your own head when that, and it's so cool. It really is. But there again, I was turning heads. I think one coach even asked me for my phone number, but that was about where that fucking trail ended. And then from there, I was like, all right, cool. I got a semi-pro season afoot, and let's ride this out. We didn't win a championship. I think we won conference that year. But But like I said, I was basically, hey, coach, like if it's a super important, critical game, I'll be there. If not, I mean, at work, and this game is an hour and a half, 2 hours into the heart of the city.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put my family through that. I don't want to put myself through that right now. I just want to focus on boxing, being healthy, and getting myself on some sort of stable career path. And I'm sure that mix of things doesn't make a damn bit of sense to some people listening, but hey, when you're me, it does. And then
let me stop you right there. After this ring, I'm 22 years old. I've been cut from 2 different arena teams. All right. We lose in the championship game, even though we won the conference, right? That's how we got this. What does my mom say to me? You're 22. You need a fucking real job. And I'm just like, and fortunately at that point, I was kind of like you. I was delivering pizza. I was working for Pizza Hut, and I was doing part-time enrollment at the local JUCOs, right? But I wasn't playing at the JUCOs anymore. I was playing like arena, while going practice, playing. You know what I mean? Game paid, little, but whatever.
Yeah.
And pretty much at that point, it's like I'd fortunately racked up enough credits to transfer. I mean, just by stroke of luck. All the shit I was doing, I was like, sweet. So, that's when I transferred, and then I just basically ceased football entirely for like 6 years until I moved to Illinois. Like after I finished my master's in 2017. So, but you know what? I mean, that's just how the dice rolled for me. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I know a lot of people, like, not just you, but just like everyone else, still like trying to pursue that dream. Because I mean, like, I told, and like, it's like that's why I started playing again. That's like, I was like, I want to prove to myself, because like you said, it's so ingrained. You can't fucking get it out of you, dude. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what level you play. I don't care. You know what I mean? If you're a football player and you're like, and you have that passion in you can't fucking get it out of you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And gain the real job. You know what I mean? But this is what I fucking love doing, dude. This is what I fucking love doing. Like I could do this shit for fucking like 24 hours a fucking day. That's why I have this fucking podcast. So you know what?
Dude.
You know what I'm saying, dude? But at the same time, you know what? But you gotta be practical, because we're both adults. We're both fucking now. We're both 30. Like anybody, even back then, our 20s, right? There's no fucking other way to get around it. So go ahead.
And then I was also looking at some jail time at the end of 2017 there. I had gotten into a fight with one of my sergeants from the Marine Corps after we got back from Korea.
Yep.
And he wanted to go up north in Madison there. And I was under the impression that it was going to be a whole bunch of us from the platoon that were going up there. All those boys is going up to fucking be rowdy, like fuck yeah. Well, turns out it was just me and him. And I was a Lance Corporal and he's a sergeant. So like, first of all, we shouldn't really be fucking hanging out. I mean, you can and you do. It happens regardless, service wide, all right. But still, like whatever. And then I drove up to Milwaukee to go meet him, and he's fucking pulling money out of his wife's bank account. I'm like, what? Like, okay. And then from there we go up north to Madison and we're boating, drinking, fishing, ripping up the 4-wheeler, fuck yeah. And I think he had a 410 and we were fucking just shooting trees with that, blasting branches off. It was kind of fun. And then we go to the strip club, and it was a strip club that serves alcohol and whatnot. And in the back room, they had a pool table, and I didn't want to be getting flogged in the face with titty. I mean, I did, but that's why. But like, hey, I'd rather go play pool and drink rather than just ooh and ah over something I can't fucking touch and drink.
You feel what I'm saying, dude? Like, go ahead. Yeah. It's like a fucking Ponzi scheme. Go ahead.
Right, you're right. So I'm back there playing fucking pool, and then night ends. We go back to his fucking house. Wake up next morning. Next morning it was probably like 2:00 in the afternoon. Take a cold ass shower. The same thing. Back to it, boating, drinking, fishing, and then he's like, "Hey, you want to go hit that bar up again?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we go on back to that same fucking bar. It was what was it? The Foxtail in Montello, Wisconsin. And he started talking, about like some shit that he had seen on deployment, and was like, "You remember you were there?" And I'm not about to throw my buddy under the bus and be like, no, dude, I fucking wasn't. Shut up, you know? Right. But I was just like, but I'm also not going to gas him up. Like, oh, yeah, dude. And then like M203's through the window, bro. Like, yeah. No. I was just like, hey, man, we don't really like talk about that stuff right now, you know? And then he fucking goes and disappears. I'm in the fucking back room playing pool with the strippers and cocktail waitresses and whatnot. I'm wearing this fucking cut off t-shirt with my fucking board shorts. I think I got flip-flops on, you know, just a fucking beard hand walking around the strip club. And then the bouncer taps me on the shoulder. He's like, hey man, your buddy's fucking passed out over there. You guys got to go. And I'm like, what do you mean my buddy's passed out? He was just ordering drinks for us. And then he's like, yeah, that's why it took him so long. I'm like, oh, I get it. I look over, he's no shit, just slumped over the fucking bar. And I go wake him up, you know, and he's like, he's trying to get the bartender and the manager to get us another drink. I'm like, no, dude, they're kicking us out. We got to go. You know, I finally get him outside and he wants me to drive and I can't fucking see my hand in front of my face. That's how black it is outside.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle of like central Wisconsin and I have no idea where anything's at. You know, I'm like, no, dude, I'm not driving. You know, this is fucking stupid. You're not driving either because you were just passed out at the bar. Like, get a grip on yourself, bro. And then he clocked me right here, actually. And then from there, remember how I said once you set the bar, that's where I know I'm playing at?
Yeah.
He clocked me, and fuck, I just beat the fuck out of him. There's no other way to put it. I literally beat the fuck out of him, and when I snapped out of it, I'm looking down at my friend, realizing what just happened, and I like started crying. I'm like, bro, we gotta go. We gotta get you some water. We gotta get the fuck out of here. You know, and then at this point, fucking cops are showing up and I'm getting fucking tased again and piled into the ground by 5 fucking cops. One with his knee in my fucking head, one with his knee in the middle of my back. I got 1 on each arm, 2 on each of my legs. And then went to jail that night for, I think, 3 nights. Got bailed out by my brother. And then that court case loomed over my head for 3 years because it was going through like a plea process, amending process, all this bullshit. And then once the judge made his decision on whatever he was fucking deciding, you know, we took it to appeals court and that took another year. So like I'm saying, this court case was over my head for 3 years. And when you're getting told to fucking grow up and get a real job, but you know that's pending for you, you don't want to. Like, you don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
You don't want to go get in the union or go get $120,000 paying fucking year job because in 2017, you know it's all going to be gone.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put in all that fucking, I mean, it's lazy. I'll be honest. It's fucking a lazy man's excuse looking back at it. Not a just man, if that makes sense. Basically, like if you read any Plato, I got Plato's Republic around here somewhere. You know, to be a just man and an unjust man, you know, there was just a very unjust decision of me, you know, not a very grown up or mature decision, and put a lot of strain on my relationship with high school sweetheart I was telling you about earlier, and a lot of strain on my family as well as my own mental health. And then from there, went to jail in 2017. It was November 19th. 2017, and 4 days after my birthday, and my life has not been the same since at all. It's been very rough, up and down. because I've had to dissect who I am as a person, who I am as a man, who I want to be as a man, who I was when I was with my high school sweetheart, and really had to take an honest, detached, analytical, objective fucking stance with myself to be like, look, dude, who are you? Who do you want to be? You can't go back and fix anything, but you can change your behavior so you don't fucking do them again, you know? And then got out of jail, played a lot of chess, played a lot of cribbage, played a lot of spades, played a lot of solitaire, read, fuck, I don't know, 20 some odd books, and read Walden by Henry David Thoreau, one of my absolute favorite books ever. And let me tell you why. I remember late one night, here I am reading this book, kind of essentially just like searching for answers. Like, you still there?
Yeah, I got you, bro. No, you just push a button.
And searching for purpose and whatnot, and like fucking something watching over me. I don't know. I'm reading this book, and I'll never forget this quote. I actually quote it quite regularly. It was be afflicted not, my child, for who shall assign unto thee what thou hast left undone. And when I read that, it was probably 11 o'clock at night or something, sitting in my fucking bunk, cold, alone, no one else giving a fuck. And I read that line, and I fucking cried, because it gave me my power back. It made me realize, you know what? Yeah, fuck everybody else. I don't care that I'm just a drunk, toxic, emotionally abusive boyfriend in your eyes. I don't care that I'm just a childish, asshole, arrogant jock who's chasing a dead dream in your eyes. I don't care that you say I don't have skills, applicable skills, communication skills, any work skills. I don't give a fuck, because I know what I am and I know what I can do. And oh man, that line gave me my power back, and just really, still to this day, is the driving force to just keep going and find new things and be a good person and keep finding new limits on what my brain can do as well as what I can learn, you know, and just, it's fantastic. It really is. So then, yeah, that was kind of 2017, and tried football and boxing, and then, you know, go to jail. And you really just got to take a step back and analyze what got you there. And it was a lot of short temper, a lot of anger, a lot of self-worth. And I think that's why I played football, was because when I was doing good things on the football field, I noticed my mom was proud of me. I noticed my mom genuinely smiled and was happy to call me her son. And you know, boxing, football, and the Marine Corps, what are tools that make you awesome in those fields? Quick violence of action to get the result you want. And sure enough, you know, I mean, that's exactly what landed me into jail. And so I took a step back from sports completely after 2018. Didn't play football. Fuck, I didn't even go to the gym. Didn't box. I didn't want those synapses, those neurological connections of, oh, Evan's had a bad day, let's go break shit, you know? Like, no, it's just solidifying those wirings and those seeds, you know? And then, because that's who you are, it's going to trickle into your relationships, platonic or otherwise. And you can't have that. And I unfortunately delved into alcoholism rather hard. I was drunk every single day from April 1st to January 23rd. of 2019, and like obliterated, absolutely fucking obliterated, drunk. Not at all happy about that, other than learning myself inside my head, because it locked me in there and it caged me with my own beasts. And I was like, all right, who's gonna win? Is it gonna be that beast, that beast, that beast, or is it gonna be fucking me? It's gonna be fucking me. That's right.
Every fucking time.
It's like, who shall assign unto thee what thou hast left unfucking done? Me and only me, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
100%.
So yeah. And I mean, I'm 23 months sober now. Thank God. Like,
congratulations, brother. That's huge, man.
And but yeah, that was kind of 2017 in a nutshell, sports wise, for me. I'm glad we touched on that for 2017.
Yeah.
So,
me too.
What's next? What's the next question?
Next question, fucking dude. I mean, whatever, man. Whatever you want to talk about. It's just your episode.
I mean, so I don't know if you're wondering, or if anyone else listening is wondering, like, what the fuck I do now with my time, since I'm not at the gym 17 hours a day. Write a lot of music, write a lot of poetry, read a lot of poetry, and really take I try to take the seriousness that I've learned in football, and the passion and the drive, and the lessons learned to overcome adversity through all of that, and apply it to who I want to be now, and I'm in the mental game a lot. Like, hell, dude, this is the jacket to, no, actually, here, I'll show you. Edgar Allan Poe, my favorite poet. Boom. Got his complete works right here, man.
Nice.
This thing thick as hell, and it costs like $7, dude. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I was talking about Plato earlier. Check this out.
Yeah. All
right. Essential Dialogues of Plato, man. Like, fucking A.
Yeah.
You can't ever go wrong with this stuff. Another one of my favorite poets is Homer, who wrote the Odyssey.
Yep.
Hell, I absolutely love language, and if you can use language artfully, like, I'm just captivated. Like, whoa, say that again.
Yeah.
And I don't really, video games, no time for video games. I mean, I still do stuff.
Yeah.
I'll go. I love hiking. I got back into going to the gym within probably the last year or so here, because I realized that, yes, it's healthy for me. It's good for your mental health as well, and your emotional health, and your self-worth and self-esteem. And got back into doing that. And it was also just huge part of my identity growing up. But yeah, play a lot of guitar. I work a lot, love working. I think I've taken my energy that I put into all of those hours trying to be the best football player I could be into working now. I just spent my summer shoeing horses in Wyoming, I was telling you, and
exactly.
Knew absolutely nothing about a horse foot. And then here I am at the end of the summer, able to shoe a horse in 9 minutes.
Amazing.
Like, fucking A.
Who is Evan Van Klei today?
Today? Oh, wow. That's
you talk about Socrates, you talk about Homer, you talk about Plato. Bro, I have a master's degree. Now, here we go. Let's go.
Who is Evan Van Klei today? I don't know. I think I'm just some fucking heartbroken outlaw, to be honest with you.
That's what we dig on the show.
And how heartbroken outlaw, fucking, it doesn't get more cowboy than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd say I'm an artist more than anything, because I love building things. And hell, I mean, I built this one girl I was seeing. I don't know if I'm still seeing her. I haven't seen her in fucking 3 weeks. She might hate my fucking guts. Who knows? But I built her a butterfly house from scratch. I was looking around and saw some wood in the garage, you know, and it was after a conversation her and I had just had. She said that, you know, she wants XYZ and a butterfly garden. And I was like, oh, my mom built a butterfly house once way back in the day. Ding, 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 ding. I'll fucking build this girl a fucking butterfly house. So I had some wood, fucking built it all up and put a roof on it. And then rather than just like leave it as the wood, I shingled it with cedar shims, dude, and stained them. And then I put a copper ridge cap on it.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what a cupola is, but it's basically just a tiny steeplechase, really, that like your storm chase would spin on. Built her a fucking cube, fucking that thing steeplechase that I capped on top of the fucking copper ridge cap on top of this roof. I fucking put a metal roof awning over the front door, crackle painted the whole thing to make it look like an old fucking Victorian house. Like, oh, love doing that stuff, you know. And hell, I just built a fucking gingerbread house last night. And you know, I mean, poetry's art. Reading can be art if you're reading the stuff, you know. And music, I mean, you don't even if you suck at, like, I had some harmonicas over here. I was going to demonstrate my shittiness on the harmonica.
No, let's demonstrate that fucking guitar, dude. I see you with that all the time.
I don't know if this thing's tuned. It's not at all. Here, give me a second. I'll tune it.
I got you. No,
hey, if I back out of this, will I still be able to pull it up? Pull it back up? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You minimize it. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. That was close enough. Another question for you. If you pause the recording, will it fuck it up if you unpause it? Because I gotta go take a fucking leak.
Go for it.
All right, cool. What happened to my pick? There it is.
There we go.
I don't know what to play, man. Fuck, you're putting me on the spot right now. Little warm up, Rusty, Metallica.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I wanna. What song do I want to play? The only song I can think of to play off the top of my head right now. We were lying in bed, tangled up and falling in love, holding her hand when I was a breaker heart and said, girl, this time's been good to us, but it ain't gonna be real. Lay my head, I was born to be a rambling man. Seven my ties and travel is light as a can. Mama taught a youngest son of 3 out of run. I was born to be a rambling man. Met on Riverside somewhere near the dam. Told her the truth, I'm a no good highwayman. Only in town for a couple of weeks this time around. Getting lost in the moonlight, big eyes. Had to break her heart when I said, girl, this town has been good to us, but it ain't gonna be real. In my head, I was born to be a rambling man. Sever my ties and travel as light as a can. My daughter, you son of 3 out of run. I was born to be a rambling man. Not my best doing with that, but hey, you got the job done, I suppose.
I think it definitely did.
Yeah. Let me crank it out. If you got time.
I got time, brother. I got nothing left for the evening. My evening's dedicated to this episode and you.
I appreciate that.
100%.
You gotta remember how to play my own damn songs. Eli and I, chain smoking, cigarettes, swapping stories of younger men's glories and regrets. Going down the road towards Jackson Hole, riding on through to Rio. There is thing with women we used to know. The ones that say you'll never be so lame. The ones that stripped us of all that we owned. Back when the ships were wood and men were steel, that's the kind of life we're both born to feel. Busted hands and a few bruised ribs, mountain mornings and a clear blue sky. never been more alive. Lord knows I've never been more alive. Haven't showered in 3 damn days. Desert, dust, and sage. 89 heads, so we bend our backs and start the race. Oh, this rest of life ain't for the faint. No, this shit's not what we do for fun, but we gotta get a shot when this outfit's done. Drive saddle or a mule, it doesn't matter, they all be shoes. Back when the ships were wood and men were steel, that's the kind of life we're both born to feel. Busted hands and a few bruised ribs, mountain mornings and a clear blue sky. Lord knows I've never been more alive. Lord knows I've never been more alive. Simple little 1-chord jammer.
Love it. Awesome, man. God, that was fucking awesome.
Thank you. You want to hear some poetry?
Yeah.
Some poetry, maybe?
Go ahead.
You sure, man? Hey, I'll read this one poem. It's kind of long, but it's good. It wasn't what I had done reading, but I looked over and saw my fucking journal, so.
Might as well.
Right. I recorded this one and sent it to a girl who also doesn't talk to me anymore.
That's how it goes, brother. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just podcast, hit record, broadcast it. I don't care. Let's do it.
Exactly.
November 25th, 1:35 a.m. Maybe one day you'll see. One day you'll see that man. The man who's traveled his heart and soul as rigorously as he's traveled the roads. He's traveled far and wide, chasing sunsets in his mind, searching for answers that one can only find inside a lonely, tumultuous mind whose tide never ceases to erode its own cranial confines, ever shaping and shifting the fabric of all previously conceived notions of reality, so that his heart and soul can see things in a new light. Maybe one day you'll see that man. The man who's so shattered and broken that when he walks by, you hear a piece of glass fall just as he takes a step toward you. He's a monster, he believes. His scars are visible through the way he carries himself. They're underneath the dirt and calluses of his gnarled, bare-pawed hand. They're evident in the words he uses, in his voice, and his candor. But mostly, you can see it in his eyes, in the way he holds you. He's a broken mirror with all the cracks and shattered pieces of his choices and damning self-retribution, and he's walking your way. Maybe one day you'll see that man is me. He approaches to within inches of you, grabs you by the elbows and whispers, "You have bewitched my soul, and I love you, and I wish from this day forth to never be parted from you." Warmth immediately fills your entire body from within. Your heart melts. You clasp your hands over your mouth as you try to hold back a squeal. You're dumbfounded and speechless as tears of overpowering happiness and joy begin to well up in your eyes. You reach out to touch his face in anticipation of a kiss, but he shudders and takes a step back with immense compassion on his countenance. He said with a voice that matched his compassion, "I'm sorry, but if you touch me, you may cut yourself. My scars are for me to bear, not to share. I don't hide them because I present who I am, scars, happiness, and all. And I see something in someone in front of me who understands who I am." He continues, "Touch my skin, my scars, my story, at your own free will, in your own good time. You find yourself paralyzed, but watching your hand extend as if being pulled along on a string like a marionette. You touch his cheek, and as if it were meant to be, you didn't bleed." That one I'm really proud of. That one came from the fucking soul, dude. Like,
No, I could hear it. I could hear it. I mean, it sounds like it's a culmination or a summation of all, kind of all your experiences that have kind of, built this foundation to kind of just fucking pen to paper straight
yeah,
up, you know?
like it's such a good outlet. If anyone out there is ever struggling with any mental or emotional health issues, or just issues in general, you find yourself really fucking low, like, right, get it out, because you don't always have the opportunity to say something to someone, especially face to face, because moments are so fleeting and so rare, and rather than keep yourself up late at night running things through your head about what you could have said to somebody, just write it down.
Just write it down.
Write it down. Hell, write them a letter. Don't ever send it to them. Write a letter to them and burn it, and yeah, it's super empowering stuff to be able to write and get your voice out, because I think a lot of people struggle with that. I know I did when I was growing up as an athlete. Like, this has all been in me. Edgar Allan Poe, Plato, like, poetry, I've been attracted to it, allured to it, since I was fucking young as shit, but being the youngest but the biggest of three brothers, and doing what I can do on a football field and everything like that, it's hard to be comfortable bringing this out, because a lot of people are, "Oh, we fucking pussy, we fucking pansy," and it's like, no, man, like, this is what I do, man. Fuck,
It's that simple, man.
Yeah. I wish I did those songs better, but hey, I fucking didn't warm up with shit. Ooh, this poem's mean.
Let's go.
It's good. "If you make me believe in the magic of love, best also to know that is heaven above, so hell below. Mine wish is only to love and be loved, this time forgotten soul. For if you make me believe in the magic of love, you can burn in fucking hell, writhing at the heathen's feet, with your silent kept intent to leave." Right? You're just like, well,
like,
then.
Exactly. Well, oh, great. I mean, but that's that. I mean, that's exactly the point. I mean, it's just that, kind of what you said. People struggling with issues, mental issues, or any type that type of stuff. The purpose of even having this podcast is just to have an outlet. So that way everyone can have their voice, their story, their experiences be told, right?
Right.
And kind of, to your point about just writing, kind of your point about writing poetry, kind of, expressing your emotions other ways, maybe writing, if or even if you fucking hate your boss, man, like I want to fucking kill that motherfucker, just type that in a fucking email, don't send it, delete that shit. Like you said, write a letter, burn it. I mean, shit like that. I mean, that's exactly That's exactly the type of stuff that would, I can personally that resonates with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, when you play the sport, you're there's anger. There's just anger
Yeah. Oh
inside you.
yeah.
Yeah, you know
Like
what I
you
mean?
got
It's got to be. You're angry at the world. You're angry at your circumstances. You're angry at your disposition. You're just angry. Sometimes you can't explain why, and you have to have that anger in order to even be on the field, right? And I think
right.
also, kind of to your bigger point, right? I think it's the emotions of kind of being able to have self-expression and all different modalities of self-expression. It's very hard to do that playing the sport.
Yeah.
And guys like, they'll see me maybe with this glass or whatever, like, oh, look at this guy, he's soft. Like, all right, what I mean? But
Right.
truth be told, right, it's just like I'm always gonna smile. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
always gonna, you know what I mean? Because fuck perception. I mean, at the end of the
Exactly.
day, to your point, I mean, I feel like this is how we're so interconnected. It's just that we with the kind of when you had that moment of realization in 2017, when you had reached your lowest point, you realize that it doesn't matter what the outside perception is. You're gonna fucking do you.
Yeah.
So back to the question, who is Evan Van Clyde? Evan Van Clyde is a fucking badass warrior, poet, musician, innovator, entrepreneur, fucking badass football player. You know what I mean? This is who Evan Van Clyde is. That was the
Well,
heart of what I was getting at. And it's just that's what I mean. There's no reason to feel otherwise. There's no reason to ever let outside noises or external noises cloud your own perception of self-worth and who you are.
exactly. Just like the quote says, "Who shall assign unto thee what thou hast left undone?"
Bingo. That's number one. Man. And I don't even care how much time's passed, because I've honestly just enjoyed, you know what I mean? I hope you have too, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's just like,
Is it like the first time we've like met, right?
yeah, this is,
Like,
yeah.
dude,
It's crazy,
that's what I'm talking
That's what I'm fucking talking about too, I mean, I think it's interesting because it's like I was talking to, kind of what we talked about semi-pro. You played your last year in 2018. I also played my last year in 2018. I haven't played in 2 years. You know what I mean?
about.
I
Okay.
mean, not competitively. Like, I mean, I've been on the field conditioning, like you see that, but I'm not actually playing. I'm like just like to get my arm loose, right?
Yeah.
But I think to the point, I mean, it was never about like it was just me proving myself. I don't care what anyone says, right? At this point, I'm good. It's
Mhm.
just the connection. You know what I mean? There's everyone
Yeah.
has different backgrounds, different stories. And the point is to just unify that, kind of find that nice golden thread between all that and just find that connection and how we're all interrelated. Like you said, as humans,
Right.
we go through heartbreak, we go through breakups, we go through all these fucking things that veer us off course, because we always try to be the best version of ourselves, and involuntarily things shit just pops up. We all
Yeah.
have our struggles,
Like
but
shit, I'm in Wyoming. I only wanted to be in town for 12 weeks. Well, my engine seizes up on my Explorer. Freaking boss man from Wyoming tells me got to do it with his wife, and his wife doesn't want me around next summer. Like, okay,
fuck, dude,
so my life just fucking another 180, just like it did back in April. Because back in April, I was actually in the middle of another pro arena season with the Marauders. You know them, don't you?
Yeah.
Chris Matt. Yeah, and
fuck them. Exactly. Go ahead. He talks the most shit about me, dude. That whole fucking team. But you know what? Not gonna take away from their talent. So go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I didn't have to, but I walked away from it.
Right.
We were about to come up to our first game, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I just don't know if this football shit is really what I want to be doing anymore. And like in December last year, fucking walking on my girlfriend in bed with somebody else. So football was an awesome outlet, but
Right.
it just got to a point where I'm like, I'm not angry about that anymore.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whatever. Her loss, really. Like I'm gonna go shoe horses in fucking Wyoming and do some cowboy shit.
Yeah. Exactly. I think
Yeah.
the biggest thing is just like recognizing that, football, like you said, you need to, and like that's my point. Like where I feel like you're at a point of self-contentment, like you're content now, with all the internal struggles you face to get to where you are today, both on the field and off the field. You're at a point now where you're at peace. And to be at peace is something which you can't put a price on, right?
Right.
I don't care how much money you make. Like you said,
It
$120,000 job that you could have had. Sorry?
takes effort.
Takes effort,
A lot of oh, peace will happen one day. No, motherfucker, it takes effort. Why do you got so many fucking books?
Dude, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's actually some books over there too. So it's like, right where my trophy's on. There's like 2 books.
One.
Yeah, there's 2. You can see the little one, maybe, not really. It's fucking 2
Yeah.
books.
Hey, at least you got them up there.
Yeah, just got them up there. You know what I mean? But it's like, to your point, it's just like you want to, just like you said, reading or whatever gets you to peace. Like that's what it's about. Like, I mean, I don't. Football is one thing. Football's, everything's football, right? We wouldn't be talking if it wasn't football. But football is just one thing. Like, there's all these other things that people don't see behind the scenes, and I think that's kind of what the point of this is. You know what I mean? Just understanding, just appreciating all that. Just making sure it comes full circle. 100%.
Right,
yeah. I'm so
shit, man.
dude.
You got any other questions? What's up?
Questions? Oh, let me think.
All right.
This is probably this is the longest episode I think I've had. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. And the first live performance we've had on the 81 podcast. That's pretty dope. That shit's going up unedited. So fuck Evan if he doesn't like it. It's going up. I don't give a fuck.
Awesome.
Awesome. Oh, dude, I forgot to ask. Do you like wrestling at all? Like belts?
Oh, yeah. I saw you bust out your belt.
Dude. Because you talk about your buddy going to Stanford for wrestling. I'm like, oh, dude. Yeah. But then it's a different kind of wrestling. It's actual wrestling, but still, pro wrestling's not bad. Like, because I got to meet Kurt Angle a few months ago. You might have already seen that on Facebook, but I was talking to him. I'm like, dude, this is fucking a trip, dude. I used to watch the guy when I was a kid and blah, blah. And, but he was also like a legitimate amateur and Olympic wrestler.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So, 100%. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool because it's like, kind of what you talk about your struggle of becoming sober. He recently posted on his IG that he's been 7 years sober because I feel like there's something with athletes. It's like we need some vice. Sometimes you just need to we either turn to something like the bottle or the pills or fucking something. You know what I mean? Like, I had a fucking MRI done because someone as crazy as me playing special teams, I go head first. You know what I mean? So I have fucking these headaches every day now, and but luckily there's no damage. Thankful for that. But it's awesome, but I just think like we turn to so many things to kind of help deal with the pain, and we don't really have ways to express, like you said. There's no,
especially once you stop being an athlete, because that is so much your outlet, and you don't even realize it while you're in it.
Bingo.
And then when you come to the threshold of what's next, you gotta fucking. You're sometimes lost, so being in the Marine Corps too, I don't know if you ever heard Jocko podcast.
Yeah.
Jocko's fucking awesome. Really is. And he hit the nail on the head that, veterans get out and they don't have a mission,
Big time. That's a big
point. And it's for real. Like, man, you're this caged fucking dog that just wants to get out and kill, Yeah. That's what you've been trained to do for your purpose in the military. I was infantry, so like that's what you do.
That's what you do, bro.
Yeah. And then you get out of the military and like, well, hey man, are there any bad guys around we can go take care of? Like, no, there's not.
And you got fucking PTSD to deal with too on top of that.
Some people.
Yeah. Fortunately, you don't. But I mean, the reason I'm saying because I have buddies who were infantry and they came back with PTSD because of all the shit they had to go through, and then transition to normal life. I mean, kind of to your point about alcoholism, it's just they have no other way to deal with the fucked up shit that they had to go through. That's the point. There's what else do you do? So yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean?
No, like that was pretty much what I was gonna say. Like, no matter how much I try to talk, no matter how much I try to do, it seemed like my family, my friends, the closest people to me didn't understand, and that really fucking hurts.
Right.
And you kind of turn to the bottle because you can drink a bottle and he's never going to say anything to you, and then meanwhile you can have the dialogue in your own head a bit more honestly, because that devil is going to say some shit that you don't can hear, but yeah, and I was gonna say too that like that passion, that drive, I was gonna equate that essentially to an addiction. Football for me was very much an addiction. Like, I fucking loved it and could not get enough of it every day. I was like, how can I be better than I was? You know, like, how can I sack more quarterbacks? How can I break more arms? You know, like shit like that. And when you stop playing, you know, you're just kind of like, well, I have all this time and no drive to do anything.
Exactly, dude.
So then you just fucking start drinking or start smoking or both, you know, like, you know, and unfortunately, a lot of times that then becomes the mission, you know, because it's what you're just like a workout all day. You're thinking about a workout. You're like, fuck, I got to get to the gym. Got to fucking crank this iron. Well, all day, all you're thinking about is getting to this bottle. Oh man, I'm gonna go to this store and get this beer because I saw it there the one day, and that becomes the mission. That becomes the purpose, and it's you gotta be aware of that. You gotta somehow consciously flip that switch and become aware of it, you know, and just be like, hey, that's not what I want to do. That's not why I spent 30 years of my life being an athlete to go piss it away, you know. And so
You know, I think that's kind of, you know, a good way to just kind of, you know, segue into kind of just, you know, what purpose and drive, you know, how do you translate that when you're done playing? You know what I mean? I think that's, you know, kind of for me, obviously my career now in IT consulting, but also just like, you know, like you said, it's just like with COVID and shit, I was coaching last year and like, I don't even have coaching. So I started this and this is good. Like, this is good because it's like we can just have these fucking real-time discussions that you don't get to see as a fan or just someone just, you know, on the surface seeing a dude in pads fucking tearing shit up. You know what I mean? And that's exactly the point. You know what I mean?
Man, I can remember sometimes before the games, even sometimes after the games, you know, I used to drive this fucking Mustang out of 98 Mustang GT.
Ooh,
Yeah,
golly. Purring off.
Loved it. And you know, you could hear me pulling in from the like entrance of the parking lot at the field, you know, and get there, be getting my pads out and whatnot, shooting the shit with the teammates, and then next thing you know, all the little kids are climbing around my fucking Mustang and whatnot, and it's kind of cool, you know, because I can remember when I was that young, and I went to a few semi-pro games when I was super young. But even like, you know, going to the NFL games, you know, like if you can get down close to the sideline, you know, like look at that massive human being, like he's God, I want to be like him, you know. And if he's nice to you, you just love him that much more, and you remember that moment for life.
Right.
Where athlete who was a dickhead to you, you're just like, fuck you, dude. I don't fuck you and your team. I'm not a fan of you anymore, you know?
100%.
So, I mean, I used to love it when these fucking little kids would be climbing all over my fucking car and stuff, you know? After the game, I'm late getting home because I got to corral these kids off my car, you know? And it was just cool, you know? And what was really cool about the Blitz, I'm sure they did it at halftime, but we were always in the locker room and stuff. But after the games and stuff, man, it was just family time out there. Little kids got to run around and stuff like that, and being, I'm sure you get it, being asked for your autograph is one of the coolest fucking feelings, you know.
It's crazy, man.
Right, but I mean, you're right though. Like to that little kid, you're like this Rocky statue. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they don't know everything in your life that got you to that point. And you know, I think what you're doing is good, bringing to light the things behind the scenes that drives these athletes to be what they are. Because going back to music, right? Eminem is one of my biggest influences. One of my I'm not gonna call him a savior, but it just the fact that he was so transparent with his life in his music, you know, like he's not singing about fucking made up shit. No, he's singing about the shit in his head that's bothering him, and it is making him do these pills and act this way, and then he just recites the reaction in his life to all of it, and then says what he did, you know, all in like one song, and is very real about the pain and the depression and all of that if you really listen to him. And I can remember being in like 5th grade, middle school, just that feeling that I wasn't alone, that feeling someone else knew and understood, just that a lot of times was enough for me to make it through another day. So I think what you're doing with, you know, this podcast and bringing to light some of the actual fabric and foundation and context that builds these athletes, because they don't all come from fucking Inverness out there near Palatine, you know.
Yeah.
But they also don't all come from the inner city on, you know, the Wawa Hunnits, you know what I mean?
Exactly, brother.
You know, some of us are just fucking corn-fed suburbanites, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right. And we all got our own struggle and our own strife and our own joy and happiness as well. And, you know, I think those are all raw things that we should revel in rather than pretend aren't there.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree, man. Shit. So, well, you tell me now. What's next for Evan, or what closing thoughts, or kind of what else, man? You know.
What's next for me is, well, it looks like I'm gonna be staying in Illinois a lot longer than I want to.
Shit. I'll come
But
visit. Maybe.
wait,
Good.
No, I might move down to Georgia. I actually wrote a song about that too. That's pretty cool. Is somewhere, because suburbia, I don't fit in with it. I don't like it. I don't like keeping up with the Joneses, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I want some land. I want my fucking truck, and I want to be able to go shoot some deer when I'm done with work, you know, and like on my own.
And you won't have to get a fucking permit to go shoot the fucking deer, and a permit to have the firearm to go on the range, and a permit to park your fucking truck on the range to find the fucking deer and shoot the fucking deer.
Like fucking A.
Exactly.
Like I want to walk down Main Street with a revolver on my hip and not get a citation. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but I was in Georgia 4 years ago for my 26th, because you and I are both 30. I was there, and I got to drive down. I got to be President Jimmy Carter, and I drove down. Dudes they just have it in the back pocket, dude. Like, you got your Glock, like, fuck it. Like, all right. It's like, exactly. So I'm
same way, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really just what's next, you know, focused on long term. I want to start my own business. I want to build myself a house for whoever decides to stick around long enough to marry me and have fucking kids with me.
You and me both, brother. Fucking shit.
Yeah, and that's why I got into roofing. That's why I got into carpentry, and I'm picking all my boss's brains on how they started the business, you know. And that's why I got into shoeing horses, because I'm gonna have horses and I want to be able to shoe my own fucking horses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that's what's next. What's next is a lot of benevolence, a lot of burying the old me and seeing the light in who I want to be, and every day making steps to be that man.
100%. You know, and it seems like you've already come to that realization. Now you're just putting that realization in motion. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know,
like I said a couple minutes ago, it takes effort. It takes a lot of effort that people don't really want to admit that they have to do. Because we all think we're right. You know, we all so far is right. Yeah, it's the ego, you know. But yeah, I guess closing thoughts. You know, I really want to close it with Henry David Thoreau, my dude. Just be afflicted not, for who shall assign unto thee what thou hast left?
100%. principle into action, and then action leads to results, and that's what we're seeing right now with Evan Van Clack. So, listeners, you hope you enjoyed this episode. I truly did. Evan, really appreciate you being on the podcast, brother. I really appreciate meeting you, man. And we gotta do this again. You know what I mean? With virtual, and we gotta do it one of these days, fucking in person, because the social media is great. I love seeing you of like the video shit, but it's like, dude, I gotta hear that fucking whatever the fuck you're strumming, like in person,
soul.
dude.
Gotta hear the soul.
Yeah, the soul, exactly, dude. So shit. All right, man. All right, man. Thanks for joining the Iwankai. Take care, man. Have a good night.
Thanks for having me.
100%.